Hi, I'm Maddie and I'm in Year 10.
My name's Erin and I'm in Year 8.
I'm Florence and I'm in Year 7.
Hi, my name's Sophie and I'm in Year 7.
Hi, my name is Dylan and I'm in Year 7.
Hi, I'm Rebecca and I'm in Year 10, so I'll be going into Year 11 when you start school.
The difference between primary and secondary school is there are more teachers and you have to move from classroom to classroom each period, and there are lots more students as well.
Moving from primary to secondary school there's a lot of differences. One of them being the teachers, because in primary I was never taught by a male teacher, and you had one teacher who would stick with you for the whole year. But in secondary school you have different teachers for different subjects, and that will probably change the next year. So you might have one teacher for maths this year, and then when you go into Year 8 you'll probably have a different teacher for maths, apart from your form tutor who will stay with you for your whole 5 years. And you're a lot more independent in secondary school, so you're responsible for everything you do. So if it's your responsibility to turn up for lessons on time, and if you don't, you can't blame it on anyone else.
There are lots of main differences between primary school and secondary school, but I'd say the main ones are just knowing you've got to move around the school to all your different lessons, having lots of different teachers, also homework, handing in your homework on time. But once you get used to it, it isn't really that bad and it's not that scary.
Secondary school is bigger, it has more teachers, more subjects, more clubs, more sports, and the food's better.
First of all, the most obvious difference is the size of the school in terms of pupils and the actual size of the building. However, you get used to it very quickly, and it's actually very nice to have more people around. Also, you're following a set timetable with set teachers, and you move around and you go to different lessons. And the workload might be seen as quite big at the start, however you get used to it and it's very manageable.
The main differences between primary school and secondary school are that you have different teachers for different subjects and you have different classrooms for those subjects.
The older kids, when I first joined, they're not scary, but they can be quite overwhelming because they're so big compared to you, and there's a lot of them, and they know everyone and you don't know anyone. But you can ask them for your help around the school. They're nice, they don't bite. I did that on my first day. I had to ask where one of the lessons I was going to was, because they literally don't help you go to your lessons on the first day. They expect you to know where to go, which is good because it gives you a bit of independency.
No, the older kids are definitely not scary, especially if you get involved with extracurricular activities like sport and drama. Then you'll end up actually being really good friends with them. And one of my friends who's joined UCC recently actually commented on how much she loves that all the year groups mix and are friends.
The older kids kind of seem scary on the first few days, but as they're not actually as scary as you think. They tend to keep themselves to themselves, if you know what I mean. They're not really. They just look big because you're used to being the Year 6s, and that's what the reception kids would have thought. So you get used to them after a few weeks, and it's normal.
The older kids aren't scary at all.
In my pencil case I have a black pen, a blue pen, 2 pencils, a ruler, a rubber, a sharpener, a highlighter, a glue stick, a compass, a protractor and a scientific calculator.
In your pencil case, you need 2 pencils, 2 pens, a rubber, a sharpener, and a ruler that's at least 15 centimetres long. And for the math set, you're going to need a calculator, a protractor, a compass to draw circles with. These are for angles. And set squares, you're not going to need them straight away, but you'll need them later on. And highlighters as well. Other handy things are highlighters are good, and highlighters are good, and colouring pencil. You need colouring pencils as well.
Okay, so in your pencil case you will need a spare of most things. So you'll need 2 pens, 2 pencils, both of them obviously have to be working, 2 rubbers, a protractor, which you'll use a lot in maths, a scientific calculator, which you'll use a lot in maths and science, and a ruler and a pencil sharpener.
In your pencil case, you need 2 pencils, 2 pens, a rubber, a ruler, a sharpener, and a calculator.
So within a week I knew my way around the majority of the school. There is still a couple of classrooms I haven't been in yet, but that's just because I don't have teachers who teach in those classrooms. But when you first join, you think you're never going to find your way around, but within a week you know it, and it's easy to find your lessons.
I knew my way around the school in about a week.
I remember getting lost a fair few times on my first few weeks, but there's always someone there that helps you get to the right lesson. But I ended up learning my way around pretty fast.
When I first joined UCC, I thought I'd never be able to navigate my way around the whole school. And it does seem quite confusing for a bit, but it won't be long at all before you realise which corridors link up, which stairs to go up, which door to go through. I think it took me a few months before I was confident to go around. I used to follow people around, but remember, you can ask any of the older students, any of the teachers will help you, and you won't get told off if you're late to one of your lessons, don't worry.
It took me about 2 weeks to find my way around. I was given a map at the start.
When I was going into year 7, I was probably most worried about getting around the school. But it's actually not as big as you think it is, and once you're used to it, it doesn't take that long to get around. I'd say maybe a week to a week and a half before I was fully comfortable with knowing where all my lessons were and how to get around the place.
Originally, it's quite hard to find your way around, but there are always people you can ask, and you get to know more or less where everything is after 2 weeks.
The first day of UCC was kind of scary because there were lots of older people, and I was scared I was going to lose my way around the school, but as the weeks went on I felt more comfortable around the kids, and I found my way around pretty quickly.
On my first day of school, I was really excited but also really nervous because I thought maybe I'd get lost or not get to my lesson on time. But when I got there, everyone was really nice, and if you did get lost, they'd show you where you needed to be going.
I normally get the main meal, so there's always a variety of foods. However, from a vegetarian's perspective, there's always something to eat. But I've got to say my all-time favourite has to be treacle sponge.
On my first day, it was pretty scary actually. You don't feel like you're ever going to be able to find your way around the school, but within a week you know your way around. And the teachers are really nice to you, so they make you feel really welcome. And there are a lot of older children there and people who already know each other, so that can be quite scary, but everybody's in the same position as you, so they don't know other people, so it's a good start to make new friends.
On my first day, I felt quite excited.
the teachers are very friendly. They if you're late for lessons on the first few weeks, it doesn't matter because they know you're still finding your way around the school. They're all very friendly and very nice, and if you do like good work, they'll give you house points. But if you're like naughty, they'll give you behaviour points. But they're not generally very nice.
So all the teachers are really nice. They help you settle in on your first few weeks. And they all have different teaching styles. So you'll find as the weeks go on, when you've properly settled in, there'll be teachers that you like more because you just prefer the way they teach, and you'll find some of them funny and yeah.
At UCC, I have never had a bad experience with a teacher. They're all willing to help you whenever you need it, and they're all so lovely.
All of the teachers here are really nice. I feel like I can talk to them, they're understanding and often funny. Of course, there are times when they have to tell you off and be strict, but that only happens under the right circumstances, and they always do it fairly.
All the teachers are friendly.
The teachers are really nice. They just want you to do well, and if they push you, it's because they want you to achieve what you're capable of.